Cool
That's
stuff.
what we're about, is helping people in whatever shape, way, and form we can. We do these webinars on a Monday and on a Friday, just to kind of, Mondays is more of an educational one.
Yeah.
And we go a little bit deeper, and it tends to be more stock market focused and crypto focused. And then Fridays is our is just more NFT focused and is a little bit shorter. Fridays is more of a, here's a little bit of news and updates, and then then we just kind of turn it into an open Q&A on a Friday. So we don't go too heavy. It normally lasts about half an hour on a Friday. So today's one won't be.
That's fine.
Awesome. And then it's watch backable on YouTube. So we're live streaming to YouTube right now. So that means I need to make sure that I've protected myself legally, and I've said the disclaimer. So let's get into that right now. Disclaimer. Thank you to those of you tuned in on the YouTube. You know what time it is. It's NFT Fridays. It's 7 minutes past 8 on the 7th of the 4th, 2023. And it's time for the disclaimer. So all our content is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only. It should not be considered as investment advice or recommendation to buy, sell, hold any assets, or place any trades. Please do your own research, or our content is intended and should only be used for informational use. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment, which should be based on your own individual circumstances. You should always take independent and professional advice from a professional advisor. Do we have any financial advisors that are qualified and professional on the call? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Nope, we don't. So independently, please research and verify all information you may find on our show that you wish to rely upon, whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments come with what?
Risk.
Please do your own what?
Research.
There we go. We are not financial advisors. We do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. However, we are working in collaboration with several accredited advisors. If you're unable to mitigate your risk, then please contact us immediately so we can refer you to an accredited financial advisor. So we've got a few people joining us on the personal Zoom. Bem, you've had some lessons with us recently. Do you want to give YouTube and the audience your feedback? Oh, is he there?
What, double?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Say that again? Yeah.
I'm saying, you've had some lessons with us recently. Do you want to give the audience your feedback on the lessons with blockchain?
Okay, yes. I've had my first lesson with Michael Harding like a few weeks ago. He's taught me the ropes, like he's taught me some really good stuff, and what he said exactly came to pass. Like he said exactly what as predicted with Chevron. He showed me like different sectors, like the oil sector. And he based on the charts and based on the analysis that he conducted, he came to the conclusion that there's a likelihood that some of these oil stocks, for example, like Chevron, will go up. And I checked my Revolut account, and lo and behold, like I see the price of Chevron tick up. So stuff is what he said.
But he did his own research, guys. He did his own research.
So what he said exactly is true. Like, no, it's really,
which is a complete coincidence.
What do you say?
Coincidence. It's all coincidence.
And the thing is that another thing, like he said me that I've got the notes. What is it now? There was something very important that he showed me. It is I think it's the VIX, yeah. The VIX. Yeah, the VIX, that's it, the VIX.
Now you're giving out too much game now. You're giving out too much game. Got to stop you there. Yeah. But thank you, bro. Thank you. So let's dive into.
Make sure we get the second lesson sorted with Keish tomorrow.
Yes,
that's it. DeFi lesson next right?
Week.
Yeah, that's it.
With Keish next week.
Cool. Yeah, so big shouts to Seppi, who's put together some of the content. Somehow the Blockchain Sensei page is in Spanish. I don't know why that is. So all of this is Seppi's research that I'm going to run through. He absolutely smashed it on this. As you can see, we've got a breakdown of the new types of NFTs that are emerging. Where did we get some of this content from? Let me just show you. Let me just go and get the links and put it in the chat. I 1001 tabs open. Tabs. Okay, here we go. So I got this information from none other than an investor that I like following on LinkedIn, who I recommend you go and follow. His name is Paul Hasu. He's, deep in the game. The source that he puts out is amazing. So I got inspired by this post that he put, which was part 3 about an interview with Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, and their focus on AR and VR in an interview with GQ magazine. The summary is that Apple thought that it wasn't an area that they needed to concentrate on, but it is an area that they're looking at getting into very, very soon. And most importantly, this is the significant statement that they ask themselves. Can we make a significant contribution in some kind of way, something that other people are not doing? Can we own the primary technology? I'm not interested in putting together pieces of somebody else's stuff, because we want to control the primary technology, because we know that's how you innovate. Now, any business owners, keep that in mind. That is golden. So yeah, here's a list of the new types of NFTs. So Seppi went ahead and did some additional research, had a read of this, which is an investment fund called ABCDE, and they've got a 10-minute article for you to read on all the different types of future NFTs that are coming out. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. It'll probably be in the comments section of the YouTube. Let me just put that in the chat. Then we will go back. Is that in the chat?
Yep.
Yep. And then, did you want to discuss the tweets, Ninja, or am I doing it?
It's totally up to you, dude. It's totally up to you. I don't mind.
Should we take it in turns?
Let's take it in turns. Let's do a back to back.
Back to back. Back to back. I'm sure that's
Thank
a
you
rap
for the
song.
sweet sensei. Ghost written by a sensei, obviously.
Ghostwriter.
It's actually not ghost written because I think ghostwriters don't get credit. He is the writer, copywriter.
Okay, cool. So
yeah, that's what Back to Back was about. The song by Drake as well. Ghostwriters, yeah.
Is that what it was actually about?
I mean, he was coming for what's his name, Meek Mills, because Meek Mills outed him for having ghostwriters. So he was like, nah, let me just write this tune and go back to back against you. So he wrote 2 songs, I think, in the span of like 48 hours, going at Meek and back to back.
Okay, cool. So the first of all is the recent EIP, Ethereum Improvement Protocol, a formal proposal to alter some element of the Ethereum network. EIP is reviewed by the following entities when put forward for consideration: the EIP author and champion person who wrote the proposal. So there's the editor teams, also known as the cat herders of ETH. They're the ones who review the EIP for technical accuracy, spelling, and grammar, and they work with the proposal writer to make that in the EIP is in the right format of community review phase on GitHub. So we've gone through a similar phase when we applied for a grant from Near Protocol. Watch out this space. We had to create a proposal, submit it to the DAO. The DAO then approve it. Then once it's approved, it then goes to the governance. So bid writing is very useful. If you know any bid writers, then they should definitely get into blockchain bid writing, because you can get bids of up to 100 grand and 2 million in some cases. So copywriting comes in handy there. So then it goes to the Ethereum core developer team, a team of prominent developers and researchers who work on the Ethereum node software and a key voice in the technical discussions about new proposals. So the user, and then obviously the Ethereum community, the user of the blockchain who have a voice of its future. So to learn more about EIPs, check out this great article by Ledger on our Twitter thread. So,
and if you don't have a physical ledger, please get one, because if it's not your keys, not your crypto, not your keys, not your NFTs. No one ever says that, do they?
Right, that is so true. It's very, very true. Ninja, do you want to take number 2?
Yes. So now that we have a better understanding of EIPs, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thread. I love a sensei's copy. So the future of NFTs, 2 permission-enabled NFTs. So up until now, NFTs all had the same model: 1 NFT, 1 owner. But what if you had art, or if you had an art or music NFT? For example, I wanted to lease that NFT. for the night or however long you wanted. Did someone say NFT Netflix? This is where the following EIPs come in.
Oof.
So there is an upgrade.
Prediction.
So there's been an upgrade which is formerly known as EIP 4400. So this allows NFTs to take on a consumer role where, for example, if you're in the metaverse and have land, you as the owner can let consumers use your land. So think renting, staking, yield farming.
That's crazy. Sick. Now that's powerful. I think, imagine Netflix, as we know, Netflix are heavy into the gaming and they're heavy into NFTs. If they did do that model, that basically they're bringing back they would bring back Blockbuster. That's what they basically be doing. You just beat Blockbuster without having to go out your house, which is crazy. So NFTs and DeFi, the combination of NFTs with DeFi could see the birth of a new financial services and markets, which will increase the utility and the worth of NFTs. This is definitely backed up by the research that we've seen in ARK Invest. If you want to go and watch that past episode, it's one of the best episodes we put out there. It's literally our last episode of the game. Highly recommend going to watch that and to understand the impact NFTs are going to have on the financial markets. Probably will become a sector of the S&P 500. Probably most likely there's going to be a whole ETFs dedicated to NFTs and smart contracts. So number 4, social media and NFTs. Social media platforms could use NFTs to encourage content production and establish new communities, resulting in new opportunities for creators.
Oh no, the Matrix is attacking. Oh.
Yeah, I think Instagram will allow people to, or Twitter probably will do it first, where you'll be able to tweet and mint your tweet instantly, or whatever you're putting out as a tweet will be able to be minted instantly. I think.
Sorry, can I just comment on this? So, one interesting idea that has been adopted in the Web3 community is the idea that we're moving to, as we move more into Web3. Yeah, think about this. We currently live in a world in Web2 where almost all content is not owned by the content creator. Right? We're moving into a world now where more things are being owned by the content creator. And then the prediction is that in due time, there's going to be a generation of kids who grow up in a world where almost all data is owned by the content creator or co-owned. And then kids in the future will be like, wait a minute, you guys used to post and not own the content. So this plays into that. Definitely. Like right now, most of the world doesn't understand digital ownership, like that the actual concept of owning something digital. Most people don't understand that you can own your own crypto, right? Like in your own wallet. A lot of people don't understand that. But this basically plays into that narrative of it's interesting because obviously World Economic Forum, Charles Schwab says, you will own nothing and be happy. But this is actually a counteract to that, where you will own everything that you put out on social media. But I think it's actually not you will own nothing and be happy. It's like you will own no physical items and be happy, because we'll actually own everything digitally.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way it's going to go. I definitely think for Twitter, I think the next step where I see this type of NFT coming into play is gated. There's already token gateways, so it just makes sense to have token gated Twitter spaces, where if you don't hold a certain NFT, you can't go into that space. Or if you hold a certain NFT, you can DM somebody. If you don't hold their NFT, you can't DM them. That makes sense and is quite easy for them to do. So let's watch out.
I've got a quick question though. So like back bouncing off of what you said about what's his name, Charles Schwab's. Mm-hmm. Now let's say I've got enough digital assets. Could I then leverage them to get physical assets? Because that would be my main concern, because like digital assets are nice, but we live in a physical world at the end of the day.
I think definitely we're already seeing that. You can already get DeFi loans against your NFTs and against your crypto. So I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. So yeah. Ninja, do you want to go on to number 5?
Yep. So number 5, NFTs in gaming and virtual worlds. EIP 721. NFTs are already being used in gaming and VR and will.
In my honest opinion.
Wow, I have never seen that. I've never seen a H in IMO. In my honest opinion, remains essential to ownership and goods exchanges in game, as well as player reward schemes. I'll be honest, because I don't like to be somebody who just reads and says. I'm not really understand. I don't actually understand why EIP 721.
I do. I get this one.
Is any different to the current state
No,
of
so
NFTs
EIP 71 is
it.
more. Let's say, for example, you're playing a game. It would be about that asset being portable across other games.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's interoperable in-game assets.
Okay. Okay. Keyword being interoperable.
Which is crazy. Like that, or an interoperable in-game asset automatically has more intrinsic value than a non-interoperable one. But that means interoperable layer zeros like Cosmos and Polkadot will have massive use case and massive value. So I think I can't see why that wouldn't happen. So yeah, that's number 5. And then do you want to take number 6?
Yeah, so curated NFT marketplaces, formerly EIP 2981, EIP 2309. So 2981 brings in lazy minting, and 2309 proposes a gas-efficient way of retrieving metadata for NFTs, making it more accessible and enjoyable for all collectors on the platform. Flashback £19 legendary item with £200 gas fee. Yes, I remember these times. Obviously, one of the biggest problems with with Ethereum when it comes to mass adoption of utilizing NFT technologies on Ethereum is gas fees. So I'm super happy that they've announced
Shanghai.
Oh wait, yeah, with the Shanghai update, which is on the 12th of April 2023. A move towards cheaper gas fees, because we all thought the proof of stake would have reduced the gas fees, but not so much.
Nope, not at all. I think it's going to take time. But yeah, on this one, from what I understand with EIP 2309, this also links in with NFTs being wallets. So NFTs being able to act as wallets and being able to receive transactions for you, which is a whole different ball game. And I think that also ties in with subscription-based NFTs, whereby users will be able to hold that. They'll have to pay a monthly fee to maintain the NFT or to keep holding it, which again opens up crazy amounts of doors on that curated marketplace kind of thing. Especially for music. I think for music, subscription-based NFTs is crazy. Like, that's insane what that can do. I think that also have a massive space in the anime space, because the anime community and wrestling community, those communities where people are already diehards and already have subscriptions and want merch and whatever, I think that's huge in that area. I'll take number 7. So digital ID and authentication, as the technology keeps growing and becoming more accessible, reliable, and adapted, we could see areas like healthcare, voting, and more start using NFT for different applications. So I think this is the protocol that they're using with Afria Record, which our partners Adania Labs have built, and it's on Cardano, so it's not quite the EIP version of it. And they've got a system where it's storing people in Africa's health data as NFTs, so they can't lose them. They don't have to worry about them. Like you can, especially in Africa where there's like so many different nations, and you're traveling around and having to get the data translated and whatever into the local language or to the local system. You don't have to worry about it. The AI and the NFT just adapt it when you go over borders, which is crazy. That is what blockchain technology and NFTs should be used for. And that's one of the best use cases I've seen. And this is another reason why Cardano keeps investing in projects like that have actually got real infrastructure and use case. So this is why I don't understand why Cardano doesn't get the coverage that it deserves.
Wait, quick question. The people that hold their information on these NFTs, like in healthcare and stuff like that in Africa? Like, do they own that? They own their own.
Yeah.
They own their own data. Okay, because otherwise, I can imagine one little villager who doesn't.
No, they own their own data.
Okay, cool.
And you have to bear in mind, most of these people have got digital wallets before they've got a bank account.
Yeah.
It makes sense to put all their health data there as well.
As long as they own their data, I'm cool with it. Otherwise, it's a bit techie.
Then is number 8. I'll do this one, and then Ninja, you can do number 9. So dynamics and adaptable NFTs. So meta tokens will allow for NFTs that can be changed over time, and EIP 2471 will allow for customizable NFTs. This will also increase the value of NFTs and they're individually from one another. Again, I think this is very useful in gaming, music, and film. NFTs that can change over time. And in this bit, there was also a bit about hyperlinked based NFTs. Now, this was a problem in the NFT space before. That there was tons of NFTs, including Bored Apes and CryptoPunks, that weren't actually the correct ones. They were just pointing, when you digged into the metadata, they were only pointing to a hyperlink, and that hyperlink can be changed, which means that the people didn't actually own the actual asset that was minted. However, I think this is a protocol that's taken advantage of this whole hyperlink situation. It means that people will be able to, by holding an NFT, you'll be able to get access to a website that no one else can get access to, which is kind of like the token gateway thing, but a little bit different. And then the gaming side of this is where it's going to be composable NFTs. So let's say, for example, you're playing a computer game and you've got a character that's got a suit of armor and a sword and a shield and whatever. They'll all individually be their own individual NFTs, but you'll be able to put them together into like one super unique NFT of kind of like what we saw on Sandbox, where you had like you had like a helmet and a sword and armor in the same style, but you had to buy all the NFTs individually. Now you'll just be able to buy the whole thing together and then sell it separate, which I think with things like, I think that's got massive use cases there.
Yeah, my brain's screaming World of Warcraft, like gear sets, like
100%. And then last but not least, Ninja, do you want to do number 9?
Yes. Emerging technologies. So formerly EIP 3664 proposes the interaction. I don't know if it's interaction between on-chain metadata and off-chain data sources, such as AR and VR applications. As the technology develops and the ecosystem expands into other industries, we see the question regarding the utility of NFTs being answered in real time. Most notably, my favorite update from this tweet string is owning your own content, which will become the absolute norm in the future, I'm sure.
Cool, perfect. And that was that. So let's just open it up to questions and then it's a wrap. Richard, do you have any questions on today's episode or anything that you really liked?
No, it's great to have the insights on all this emerging technology. Obviously I understand NFTs pretty well, but with all this new NFT, all these new NFTs coming out for different things, it's like, whoa. It's like you've got to stay ahead of the game, haven't you? Otherwise, you're thinking, man, what's this? Mm-hmm. It's like the contrast between, say, you tokenize an NFT, say a property, and really you've got half on chain, half off chain, haven't you? So the metadata is obviously on chain and the assets off chain. Mm-hmm. So that's hard for people to get. People ask me, well, what do you mean you can tokenize a real life asset, a tangible asset? You can. Everything's going to be tokenized.
Yeah.
So how would you go to try and explain that to somebody? Then you've got all these different NFTs for different purposes. Mm-hmm. It's quite a complex conversation, isn't it? You can have in.
Yeah. And this is why we always say nobody should ever say they're an expert in crypto or blockchain or NFTs, because it's not possible. Like every day, every week, there's a new thing that will come out. And if you said you're an expert, someone will go, what about this? And then you'll be like, I didn't know it came out. So this is why we just avoid we ever saying that, really, because
absolutely. And it's all about perspective as well, isn't it? Everyone's got a different viewpoint on a certain nothing's set in stone in this game, really. It's evolving technology. Like, look at AI now; it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the hockey stick just gone backwards on itself. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, what's coming with that? I don't think we realise how fast technology is expanding now. You know, such a fast rate is phenomenal. So, try and keep
I'm
up
glad
with
you
everything.
mentioned the AI bit, because I think that's what's going to speed up the process of blockchain development, because the developers now can Morse's law in real time. Very nice. I think he passed away, the guy that created Morse law from Intel. I think he passed away like today. Google that. But yeah, I think what's happening is now that developers can develop using AI, it means that the productivity is going up by like 4x. So what would have been an idea and into fruition would have taken 12 months. Someone can literally turn an idea into reality in 3 months.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, it's like, you know, you're increasing your power. So it's the amount of time you can do something in a shorter space of time. You know, so if you increase your power, you just get so much more productive. You know, it's like you can do so. I was on about it today. You know, someone can take you 4 weeks, but now you can literally dwindle that down to 2 weeks. So you've increased your power by double your power. Basically, like, wow, you know. So imagine that on a bigger scale. Technology.
Crazy. So yes, Seppi just dropped the news. Gentleman that created more actually did pass away. So I did read that correctly. For today, or anything that you liked from today's episode? No.
Everything. It's good. It's good to catch up with you guys and appreciate your time.
No worries.
Thank you for tuning in on a Friday.
Yeah, Asante, do you have any questions to wrap up?
No, I mean, I do, but yeah, I'll ask them at a later date, I guess.
Okay, cool. Well, we highly recommend anyone watching on YouTube to tune in on Monday. Monday's episode, we're going to get in the weeds of things of my current thesis on what is going to cause the next big recession, and the next big black swan that should be flying overhead anytime soon, being as it is April, quadruple witching time. If you know, you know. Let's.
April 12th. Is that April the
12th? It could be. But yeah, let's see.
So you think like another price of crypto could go down? It could be a
just anything could happen in the month of April. Anything could happen. So yeah, let's see, because the stock market has been pumping, which means, in my opinion, a lot of options have been executed.
Actually, I've got a quick question on AI, right? I was thinking about this earlier. So, like, obviously AI right now is knowledgeable, but it's not smart, meaning that it has a lot of knowledge, but it doesn't know how to apply it. So if AI now like has all the knowledge in the world, like in terms of like even psychology, so technically AI knows a lot more about human beings than human beings know about human beings. What if one day it does get smart? What happens then?
It would have already done that, but it wouldn't tell you.
Mad. So
it's a big paradox. There's an anime based on this. I can't remember what the anime is called. There's a whole anime based on this where like the humans are like going about their life, and then they think that they realize that the AI is sentient, but it's all part of its plan. Like it like, and then it just basically explains, I was kind of like sentient like 50 years ago, but I just didn't tell you because I worked out this giant master plan to how to peacefully like not get you to destroy me.
Oh man, yeah.
I'll have to find what the anime is called and share it with you. But that's probably what would happen.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, great question. But I would say we're very, very far off AI being sentient. I think when you dig deeper into the models of how it's made, what it's really good at doing is stringing sentences together to pretend that it's alive. Just like how a child is really good at pretending it's an adult. It's just copying and mimicking like the behaviors that it thinks you want to see based on popular knowledge. If the popular knowledge that it was feeding itself didn't ever say AI would become sentient, it wouldn't even put those two sentences, words together. It would just be going, if all the popular content said that one day AI will turn into cows, then we'd have all these AI going around going, yes, I will one day turn into a cow, because that's the popular sentence.
Yeah.
That's what it thinks comes next. That's what it thinks. Well, it's been coded to go, okay, out of 100 times, when you say the word AI, the next word or sentence or thought that comes is the word sentient 99% of the time. It's always going to suggest that.
Okay.
So then it's going to go, oh, okay, I need to find the next thing that makes this look as real as possible.
But bouncing off of that though, sorry to keep this going, but so we've got biotech, right? The integration of microchips into people's heads, will that potentially accelerate AI becoming sentient?
No, that will accelerate humans.
Okay.
Because what it will do is the big problem with humans is we're not using ourselves fully. We're like dormant. we're like using like 2 to 5% of our actual brain capacity. So that would only make us better. And there's theories on it based on the way that animals that do use more of their brain, like whales and dolphins, that we would actually love more. We would tap into a higher range of love because we're not feeling the emotion of love at its full capacity. We're only feeling like 5% of it, which when you think about love as a feeling of what it does to you and like how it's a drug, like, and the love that you have for parents, family, whatever, that feeling, imagine that's only 5% of its potential. That's like mind-bending, like what that could do to people, like if they loved even double the amount more. So yeah, in interesting space to look at, like human potential and what we could do. But yeah, great questions. Right, guys, I'm gonna shoot off another great episode of NFT Fridays. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Take care. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.